Hey everyone, I'd like to take a couple minutes to show you how I use sycamore education for our school projects and the absolutely essentially required functions that you have to do as teachers. So you start by going to sycamoreeducation.com, going to the login page, enter the school code, your password, etc., and it'll take you to a page that looks like this. Now this is the page of classes that I've been teaching, and this is basically all that you need to know to start with Sycamore education. Now, to do the basics for Sycamore with our school, you need to know how to configure your gradebook, enter grades, and enter narrative comments or narrative evaluations. So those are the three things I'll show you today. So first of all, how to configure your gradebook. So we'll start by let's choose the Foundations of English 9 for me. Now I've already created this class in the past, so you'll see it already set up, but I think you'll understand how it works. So you'll see your class. Any class that you're assigned to should appear there. You click there, you wait for it to load, then you go to Gradebook over here on the left. And for your gradebook, you have to configure your gradebook. So configuration. Now this is where it comes in, where the cool tricks come in. You'll see that there are multiple categories here, like exams, 30%, participation, 10%. Knows that at Hope Academy, participation should never be more than 10%, unless you have a really clear reason for that. The wider reading assignments, 10%, grammar and vocab, quizzes and assignments, 40%. Now, with this, I have my grades arranged according to categories, which means I can say any exam, for example, I can grade on a 0 to 100% scale, but then I put in points for the exam, like it shows up here, that make some exams worth more than others. So if an exam is really important, it can be worth 150 points. If an exam is not as important, it's worth 50. But I don't have to worry about the math. I just enter the percentage that they entered. And I've already entered into Sycamore how many points the exam is worth. And I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. So before you enter assignments, you have to configure your categories. So this is where you put in your main categories for grades. And this is really important. The categories here and the percents here must be exactly the same on Sycamore and on your syllabus, especially if you're teaching high school. If you have a discrepancy here where, for example, on Sycamore, exams are 50% and on your syllabus it's 10%, the administration might not be able to back your grades if there's a complaint. So these grades on Sycamore and your syllabus grades have to align completely. And it's really easy to change it between categories. You just click on it, and let's say you want to change the grade or change the weight. You might want to make your exams 20%. You click there, update. Sycamore always uses the word update, not save. So you have to update. Sycamore does not auto-save. So always click update. And you did this little view, but now there's a problem because, let me see if I can show it to you. You did a little warning sign here. You have to have 100% total. So if you reduce exams to 20%, you need to increase something else. Well, I don't really want to increase anything else, so I'll go back and just turn this back to 30%. And now it equals 100%, so Sycamore is happy with it. So that's how you configure your gradebook. So once your gradebook's set, you can go over to assignments. And let's create an assignment here. So let's say we want to make an assignment in semester 2. Or actually, we'll go back to semester 1. First assignment. So go over here to New Assignments and click there. And let's say you have a category like exams, but maybe the first assignment is not an exam. Maybe it's a quiz. Let's see. And maybe it's not a really important one. maybe this is a really tiny quiz, so I'll just make it 10 points possible. And I'll put in a title like the first easy quiz. Now, let's see if I can show you this. Going down here, at the bottom of the screen here, you get to add or add and grade. If you add and grade, you do this only if you've already graded the assignments and have the grades ready. So let's say I want to add it. So I'll add it there. And then I'll close the window. And notice now, the quiz is listed here in gradebook. Semester 2 quizzes. I'm not sure why it said semester 2. I went at semester 1. So here's how you change that. You go back to first easy quiz, and up here, change this to semester 1 and update. Close it. Now semester 2 has nothing, but go back to semester 1. There it is. All right. And now I need to grade it. So I click on grade. And once you have actual students in your class, you'll see a list of students here. Just enter the grades over here as percentages. That's all you have to do. Don't put letter grades in Sycamore. Even if you use letter grades, you have to enter a number. So if you use letter grades of A, B, C, D, F, then for percentages at Hope Academy, you enter 95, 85, 75, 65. That's the translation. If you use letter grades. If you use exact percentages, you can use those. After you enter the grades, be really careful to go down here where it says current and click graded, and then click post grades. Once you do that, you're still not done. You think you are, but you're not done until you click update. Remember, Sycamore does not update or save automatically. You have to click update each time. So that's how you create an assignment and grade it. Let's see, the last thing I wanted to do was to show you, let's see. Oh yes, how to do narrative evaluations. So to do that, I'll go back to my general class list. And let's go back to Foundations of English 9. Go back here. Now we only require narrative evaluations at the end of the first quarter and the end of the third quarter, the midterm grades. So to do that, you don't go to gradebook. Gradebook is where you include all your summative assessments. But you go to evaluations, click narrative evaluations here. And then when your students are entered, you'll see the name of the students, and you'll be able to click on it, and then just type in the evaluation you want to type in, and then always click on update. Remember, update is essential for Sycamore. You have to click it. If you don't, it doesn't save anything without being told update. So always update. So those are the things you need to know to get started with Sycamore for Hope Academy. You need to, again, going back to Foundation of English 9 as our example, you need to configure your gradebook. So you go to gradebook, configuration, and make sure that this configuration of what assignments you have and what percent they're with aligns with your syllabus. These have to match the syllabus exactly, especially for high school courses. Then, to create assignments, you go to assignments, add a new assignment, and walk through the steps of assigning it to a category, assigning points, how many points you want it to be, things like that, and then click add at the end when you're done here. And then at the end of the first quarter and end of the third quarter, when you have to do narrative evaluations, you don't go to gradebook, you go to evaluations. And narrative evaluations, there you'll be able to type in the responses. I really recommend don't waste your time with the other things Sycamore provides. Sycamore will let you create an online classroom and do all sorts of things like that. I don't recommend it because Google has such nice tools that are much easier to use and they're integrated with your students' emails already. So only use Sycamore for the things that are required. Your gradebook and narrative evaluations. But those things are required. You have to update it at least once a month, and you have to make sure those rates are accurate. Okay? Hope this helps. Thanks.